Thank you so much. Once again, good morning, everyone. Namaste. And I express my sincere gratitude to the Purnima Engineering College for having me here in this conference. And I extend my greetings and congratulations for wonderful conference. I hope we have been joined some of the students as well. So I believe that I'll be also targeting at a few students who are as the participants in this meeting. So the theme of the conference is very good. That is International Conference on Recent Advances. But before I talk about recent advances, let us understand what is the purpose of all these kind of activities, like we hold international conference, international seminar, and in whichever area we want to, do some research, we want to carry out some research, be it computer science engineering or electronics engineering or applied sciences or humanities or philosophy, psychology, any area. In my understanding, the main aim of all the research activities must be for improving the quality of life. Whatever we want to do, we must aim at doing something in whatever manner, be it writing an article, be it writing a critical review, doing a research project, doing a research grant. Every component of research must aim at improving the quality of life. If it serves the purpose in improving the quality of life of mankind or an individual, it has relevance and it has significance. And since the theme has a very important, term called as recent advances, we are in the age of brilliant communication, brilliant computing capabilities. Recently, 5G has been rolled out. 6G is on the way. So utilizing all these huge potentials of computing and communication, how can we contribute in the different areas of research and scientific domains so that we can do something for the society? I will give some practical examples what I mean to say. We can talk about doing research in computer vision. We can talk about doing research in sustainable growth, sustainable agriculture, smart environment, sustainable materials, smart manufacturing, smart industry, industry 4.0, and so on. But what is the main objective? The main objective must be to some extent, meeting some goals of UN Sustainable Development Goals. Last month, I was in University of Mauritius as a keynote speaker. I want to tell you, everybody, that participants were truly multinational. It was true, in true sense, it was international conference. And I and one of my friend from University of Middlesex, UK, were two keynote speakers. What I could see there, as everybody was trying to correlate the research paper or the activity with some sustainable development goal of United Nations, be it Sustainable Development Goal 4, 11, 12 related to smart city, climate change, smart education, sustainable education, quality education, and so on. This is actually very important. Whenever we are talking about doing something, writing a paper, contributing some research, how it is connected to some sustainable development goal that is directly connected with the society, that is directly connected with the holistic development of the society, that is directly connected with improving some sort of quality in everyone's life, especially the common masses. So exploiting the potential of AI, machine learning, computer intelligence, how can we contribute towards the common masses so that the quality, what I'm saying, can actually be, delivered to the masses? If I talk about my own research area currently, what I am doing, I started with a very, very, broad research area, which is very, improper way of doing research. I was doing it. And now I have been with a very narrowed and specific area, what is called as I'm trying to work on community wellness, community well-being using AI intervention and biomedical signal processing. And we are not actually doing theoretically. We have MOU with International Yoga University, which is a deemed university in Bangalore, where we have access to their brilliant research laboratories where they have access to neurological, psychological, physiological parameters related to different mindful yoga and other kind of practices. So this is directly related to the community wellness. How can we study, the impact of yoga, the impact of meditation, the impact of other practices? Does it have really potential to do something great towards improving the quality of life, towards improving the mental life, that is improving some kind of disorders and disabilities, so that we can provide some assistance to the assistive technologies, for example, assistive robotics, assistive wheelchair, and so on. So this kind of research areas, where whichever area we are working in, we must aim at doing something that directly connects with the society. And that is funded by the industry. Whatever work I am doing is funded by the industry. I have a research grant in that area. I have research scholars working in that area. The other work which I am doing is a smart city. It's also funded by a Japanese company, Toshiba. So it also directly connects with, the monitoring of environmental parameters, monitoring of smart city parameters, designing smart city specifications, understanding the smart city, context of India perspective and all that. That directly deals with that, directly associated with the human being, that is mankind. So whatever we want to do by using the AI intervention, the tremendous computing capability, communication capability, it must have a purpose. And that must aim at or must serve something to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. The power of AI and the computing intelligence is huge. In 1999, I always give this as an example. In 1999, when I had first access to the cell phone, there was a tagline of the cellular operator, "Kar lo duniya muthi mein." Now that has changed. It is actually "Kar lo duniya anguthi mein." So your entire country is in fingertip. You can access all the research and development activities. You can access all the resources, MIT, Harvard, anywhere. So we need to actually encourage and create awareness, appropriate awareness for the research and development in our young minds, like students. So what I found, or what I find when I compare the students of IITs, we keep on visiting different IITs and institute like us, IIT Bangalore, and when we compare with other students, there is no significant difference. What is the difference is that is very thin line. That is in terms of some culture, the ambience, that atmosphere. Here in third semester, students talk about startup culture. In third semester, students talk about doing something, trying to create some prototype, and doing some kind of business of marketing perspective to the solution with which they work. That is the main difference. Our students these days, they all use social media, and I am also very active. But how many of us actually use the social media like Twitter, LinkedIn, and try to follow MIT, Harvard there? Try to follow what kind of research activities they have been doing. Whenever the research scholars or PhD students or their faculty members are doing some work in different research areas, they keep on posting. How many of us actually follow them? And that is very important, to keep ourselves to be aware of, to be updated with what is actually going on, currently as an emerging research area in different domains. So that is very important thing. I was using a term sustainability. So sustainability is not only related with the environment, sustainable material, sustainable environment, sustainable city, sustainable climate, sustainable education. That is very important. The power of artificial intelligence is so much that it has tremendous capability to create a lot of learning materials that can outreach with the help of research and development initiatives that can help in reaching out to the common masses. You will all agree with me, if you go to the villages, most of the villages, these students, they are not, they don't have awareness. They don't know many things about, what are the beneficiary schemes for them. What are the schemes for girl child? What are the schemes for poor farmers? They don't know. You have to agree with this, because I belong to a typical village from Chhattisgarh. So it's not that that is not a research area in the field of sustainable quality education, sustainable, awareness, sustainable, that impact. We can do research. How can we create some ICT tools so that we can reach out to them and we can tell them that this is how, the tremendous possibility and the opportunity is there for you. You can do this. You do not need to go, to Harvard or MIT, to study those materials or to attend the lectures of professors of MIT and Harvard. Who stops? So one more thing which I want to add here is talking about the students. Let us start encouraging our students. I know that these days students do not read at all the textbooks, but at least we can ask them that please try to read some articles which are written by, please try to read some articles which are written by MIT professors, Harvard professors, IIT professors. So this is how you can know that what is the, the conceptual knowledge, the fundamental knowledge, and how that fundamental knowledge is being translated into some product, into some real-time application. That is very important. And in that way, then they will be able to correlate what is being delivered in your program, be it applied chemistry, applied physics, or computer application, or computer architecture, or applied engineering mathematics. What is important is to, facilitate them, is to empower them so that they can correlate what is being delivered in the class and what kind of work they can do. It doesn't mean that, they are not in Bangalore, they are not in triple IT, or they are not in IIT, so they can't do there. The colleges which are there, where some tier 2 and tier 3 students, they don't do, they can't do, they can do. What we need is to create awareness. Research and development is not a rocket science. We can just begin with giving them some, say in my institute, I can give an example. We have a reading elective course of 2 credit, rather a 4 credit course. So we give 1 or 2 papers to the students, team of students or 1 student, and it carries 4 credits. I know that you might be, probably bound by some university rules and guidelines, but I think in one of your group, there is an university as well. So one can start practicing offering such kind of courses where students have more flexibility of learning. Just give them white paper, give them a technical paper and ask them that for 3 months, just read about this paper, understand this paper thoroughly and try to understand what is mathematics behind, what kind of, work has been carried out in this work. That is how one can begin, creating or inculcating some research culture in the student. Therefore, I say it's not a rocket science. And it's not innovation at all. Slowly, it leads to automatically the innovation. So if I want to sum up, see, there is an area where the government of India is emphasizing a lot called as Indian knowledge system. When we talk about Indian knowledge system, it does not only include, the traditional knowledge, the culture, religion, and all that. It includes, and it has tremendous capability. So we have 2 labs in my institute where I'm, involved in 2 labs. One is a smart city. You can visit our institute website, smart city and Indian knowledge system lab. Government is providing support to Indian knowledge system for, doing research and development activities. But without that, assistance, we already have that. And we have started practicing what is there as a scope of Indian knowledge system. It talks about traditional medicine. It talks about traditional history, traditional philosophy, traditional architecture, 100 years, 200 years ago. Think about the architectural, think about the design. And here in the current age, what design and architecture we have, you cannot simply compare in terms of the quality. So what kind of design was there? What kind of architectural concept was there? Can it not be brought back? Can it not be, with the help of artificial intelligence, can be stored as a tremendous amount of knowledge that can help? So there are a number of areas where we can assign these students, not always that, make a robot, do a robot, write a program. That is not needed. There are a number of areas where a little amount of programming knowledge, little amount of mathematical knowledge can help the students. So, as far as the scope of the conference is concerned, it talks about the recent advances. I think with one more example, I would like to highlight, I would like to mention here, that is healthcare. I was mentioning about quality, and what is important thing is healthcare. Quality health is one of the important goal in Sustainable Development Goal of UN goals, UN SDGs. How healthcare, have transformation, how it is going to have transformation because of the technologies, because of two things. One is the communication capability. 5G has been rolled out. Second, the computing capability. You have edge devices, you have AI, you have ML. Now you're not even required to depend on the cloud. And even if you're depending on cloud, there is nothing wrong. But with the ability of 5G, with the ability of different edge devices, powerful, the internet is there. You can have a small IoT, small edge devices, small sensors. These days you can find a $100 device, a cap-like device, which you can put over your head and record your EEG signal. It's not that you go for the mental hospital and get their 20,000 USD dollar worth equipment that can record EEG or brain signal. Just for experimentation or helping the people. Just buy a device for 100 USD or 200 USD. Go there and help them. I mean, this is just starting point of the research, but tremendous thing is going to happen, believe me, especially in the area of healthcare, the communication and computing capability, in the area of IoTs, in the areas of automation. You have seen that during COVID-19 pandemic, how the different IoTs were, were used in serving the patient in the healthcare. So in healthcare, why I'm emphasizing the healthcare, because it is directly related or associated with the common masses. People, especially who do not have access to the quality health, especially the rural areas, in context with the countries like us. And there are several countries, poorer countries in South Africa and the regions where people are suffering. We are, far ahead if you compare our country with them. We are extremely powerful. We are so much, knowledgeable in terms of technology, in terms of resources. So why can't we use these resources, the abilities, computing abilities, communication abilities, AI knowledge of AI, ML and all that. So talking about the healthcare, and also, therefore, I say that when we talk about research and development, it is never, related with any discipline or engineering, science or all that. It's a multidisciplinary approach. Say I'm working in the area of mental health care and the community wellness. It involves everything. The knowledge of mathematics, knowledge of science, knowledge of computer, knowledge of AI, knowledge of psychology, knowledge of philosophy. So we are talking with some people who are involved in psychology, who are involved in philosophical studies. In the similar manner, when we talk about a smart city, it involves the people from civil engineering, the people from mechanical engineering, people from electrical engineering. So it's purely multidisciplinary approach. So the point is how to optimally use the resources and how to optimally use this AI, machine intelligence and computing abilities. What is important is in all this research, in the name of progress, in the name of ICT enabled, ICT empowered progress, we have to also consider the privacy, the ethical issues and ethical considerations. In the name of growth and the progress using AI intervention, we simply cannot forget the ethical issues involved in all the research areas. And a lot needs to be done in the areas of cybersecurity, the ethical issues, the research ethical issues in different research and development areas and activities as well. So it's actually to be considered as a research area where we can develop some framework for developing some ethical tools, developing some ethical guidelines, the privacy guidelines, the security guidelines, so that it can actually provide a platform where people can freely do the research, so that that can benefit the mankind in a larger context. And in terms of the quality, the people can get benefit of it. So I think I have spoken about the quality of life. I have talked about the sustainable development, sustainable education, sustainable research that can actually benefit all of us. I was talking about the startup culture. I just want to say few statements, or I would like to take few minutes on startup, that how it can actually help your students in context to your university. And that makes huge difference. We can simply, ask them to follow LinkedIn and others where what kind of work is going on. And it's not again a big thing that if they have some ability, if they have some knowledge, if they have some programming knowledge, they have to implement, they have to apply that programming knowledge in order to solve some real time problem. And if they are able to solve, be it a small problem, they have to check two things. One, the market potential and the business potential. And if they find that there is some market potential and business potential, they can reach out to the people. Now, how they can reach out? I think my CV, which was read, was probably 2 years old CV. I have been visiting professors in University of Taiwan and University of Sanyo. Recently, I have done one more course in the University of Sanyo. So how do we outreach? Last year, I was delivering a keynote speech in the University of California, Irvine. How do we get connected with the people? I can tell you the most powerful tool is the ICT tool. Most powerful tool is the social media. So if whatever you are doing, whatever work you are doing, let the world know. Let the world know. So if the world knows about your work, people will be reaching you, people will be taking interest. I was not knowing anyone in the University of Sanyo, Italy. I have done 2 times the courses there, and that too compulsory course, 2 credit course 2 times. This recently I have done a course on cognitive science and BCI application using AI intervention. It was a 2 credit course for doctor and master students. How do they approach me? How did they approach me? So I don't want to talk about myself. What I'm trying to say, our students, even the faculty members, our colleagues, if they're doing something, they must make it visible. Probably people sometime what happens that there you may get people, many people who may laugh at you that what's this, what is this work you have posted? There is nothing like that. But when you believe that some contribution is there, which is not copy paste kind of thing, where you have done some kind of novelty, be it 5 to 10% new thing you have included in the paper, let it come, let it be visible on LinkedIn kind of platform. So I was talking about the students, where your students are doing somewhere, you are saying they are doing some project, they are doing some model competition kind of thing. If you believe that they have some novelty, they have some new work, let it come on some visible platform. And this is how the industries, what I was trying to say, will automatically reach you. Here, being in Bangalore, we have a benefit, industries come to us. They provide lot of CSR and other money. So we do not have difficulty in getting the research grants and all that. But it's not like that. We have a Comet Foundation, we have Minro, we have, one more called as MOSIP, where more than 100 crores are there in every, verticals I have mentioned about. Minro is machine intelligence and robotics, probably more than 100 crore. There is a Comet Foundation which is working in the areas of 5G. We have more than 100 crore, and that is supported by the government of India. There is a MOSIP, which is a modular open source identity protocol, and it is actually similar to Aadhaar. And we are providing the open source identity to a different nations, and 7 nations, including Philippines, has already adopted just like Aadhaar. So, that kind of thing has to be developed. And I think this type of conference brings that, provides that opportunity for the researchers and the students so that they can actually see that what is going on. It's not only I have seen in many places. I have been visiting when I was in Myanmar for 5 years. Already I have come back from Myanmar. My deportation is over this month of March this year only. So when I was there also, I was visiting here. I visited Sri Lanka. I have found in tier 2 colleges, mostly in physical, but I know Professor Bundele also, he does wonderful and brilliant conferences. So I'm not talking in general, but I have seen in most of the tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, if the inauguration is great, they're happy and they don't bother about what's going on in the different, the rooms. What is important is let us create positive ripples. Let us create excitement. Let us create some enthusiasm in our students, and let us motivate them better. Sit here, right? Sit here in this room. Try to see something and make this particular thing some part of credit or some part of your assignment. This is the assignment. In your assignment, what we will do in the Python programming, I know it's not relevant, but you have to encourage in this way because students are, new generation student. Until and unless there is something associated with that component, they are not going to do. So you have to connect. You can say that in the Python programming, your assignment of 20 marks, One assignment component is in this month, we are going to have an international conference in our campus, attend entire this track. And after coming back after 1 week, your team has to present what did you learn from there. They will have to listen what are the proceeding. I mean, I'm not saying that this is the only way. These kind of things could be done in order to motivate. And the research as a whole will come out from a team. It will not come out from the students, but it will also come out from the team, having students as well as the faculty members. So I think the time which was given to me is getting over. Thank you so much for inviting me in this conference. Thank you so much for having me here. And Purnima is a very auspicious name, and I believe that Purnima has all great potential. You have a leader like Professor Bundele, and I can see all very very bright luminaries, bright teaching faculty. So I think you have all tremendous capabilities with which you can transform and you can create that ripples, positive and great ripples in the students. And of course, the involvement of faculty members together can actually do some potential research and development that could actually benefit the society in terms of improving to some extent the quality of common masses, quality of education, and we can also contribute something towards the sustainable growth and sustainable progress of the country as well. So in a way, if we are trying to do something for improving the quality of masses, we are trying to do something towards the sustainable growth of the country. It means we are also trying to contribute for the entire world, because it's going to help in achieving the sustainable development goals of United Nations as well. So thank you so much. Once again, namaste.